For the Ojibwe and Anishinaabe people, the legend is as follows. Long ago, after the Great Mystery or Kichimabu, first people on earth, the Anishinaabe or original people, strayed from the humanist ways and began to argue and fight one another. Brother turned against brother, and soon the Anishinaabe were killing one another over hunting grounds and other disagreements. Seeing that harmony, brotherhood, sisterhood, and respect for all living things were no longer prevailed on earth, Kichimabu decided to perfidy the earth. He did this with water. The water came in the form of a great flood upon the earth, destroying the Anishinaabe people and most of the animals as well. Only Nanabuzu, the central figure in many of the Anishinaabe oral traditions, was able to survive the flood. On a huge log, searching for land, but none was to be found on the earth, was now covered by a great flood. Nanabuzu allowed the remaining animals and the birds take turns resting on the log. Finally, Nanabuzu spoke. "I am going to do something," he said. "I am going to swim to the bottom of this water and grab a handful of earth. With this small bit of water, I believe I can create a new land for us to live on with the help of the four winds and Kichimabu."
So Nanabuzu dived into the water and was gone for a long time. Finally, he surfaced and, short of breath, told the animals that the water is too deep for him to swim to the bottom. All were silent. Finally, Monge the loon spoke up. "I can dive under the water for a long way. That is how I catch my food. I will try to make it to the bottom and return with some earth in my beak." The loon disappeared and was gone for a very long time. Surely, thought the others, the loon must have drowned. Then they saw him float to the surface, weak and nearly unconscious. "I couldn't make it. There must be no bottom to this water," he gasped. Then Zingibis, the hell diver, came forward and said, "I will try next. Everyone knows I can dive great distance." So the hell diver went under again. A very long time passed, and the others thought he was surely drowned. At last he too floated to the surface. He was unconscious, and not till he came to could he relate to the others that he too was unable to fetch the earth from the bottom. Many more animals tried but failed, including Zongawai the mink and even Mingzike the turtle. All failed, and it seemed as though there was no way to get the much needed earth from the bottom. Then a soft, muffled voice was heard. "I can do it." It spoke softly at first. No one could see who it was that spoke up. Then the little Wazuk's muskrat stepped forward. "I'll try," he repeated. Some of the other bigger, more powerful animals laughed at the muskrat. Nanabuzu spoke up. "Only Kichimanchu can place judgments on others. If Muskrat wants to try, he should be allowed to." Muskrat dove into the water. He was gone much longer than any of the others who tried to reach the bottom. After a while, Nanabuzu and the other animals were certain that Muskrat had given his life trying to reach the bottom. Far below the water surface, Muskrat had in fact reached the bottom. Very weak from lack of air, he grabbed some earth in his paw, and with all the energy he could muster began to swim for the surface. One of the animals spotted Muskrat as he floated to the surface. Nanabuzu pulled him up onto the log. "Brothers and sisters," Nanabuzu said, "Muskrat went too long without air. He is dead." A song of mourning and praise was heard across the water as Muskrat's spirit passed on to the spirit world. Suddenly, Nanabuzu exclaimed, "Look, there is something in his paw." Nanabuzu carefully opened the tiny paw. All the animals gathered close to see what was held so tightly there. Muskat's paw opened and revealed a small wall of earth. The animals all shouted with joy. Muscat sacrificed his life so that life on earth could begin anew. Nana Buzu took the piece of earth from Muskat's paw. Just then the turtle swam forward and said, "Use my back to bear the weight of this piece of earth. With the help of Kichimantu, we can make a new earth." Nana Buzu put the piece on earth on the turtle's back. Suddenly the wind blew from each of the four directions. The tiny piece of earth on the turtle's back began to grow. It grew and grew and grew until it formed a mini or island in the water. The island grew larger and larger, but still the turtle bore the weight of the earth on his back. Nana Buzu and the animals all sang and danced in a wilding circle on the growing island. After a while, the four winds ceased to blow and the waters became still. A huge island sat in the middle of the water. Today, that island is known as North America. Traditional Indian people, including the Ojibwe, hold special reverence for the turtle who sacrificed his life and made life possible for the earth's second place. To this day, the muskrat has been given a good life. No matter that marshes have been drained and their homes destroyed in the names of progress, the muskrat continues to survive and multiply. The muskats do their part today in remembering the great flood. They build their homes in shape of the little ball of earth and the island that was formed from it.